Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Barry.
Hi. I want to congratulate you on being our first Artist of the Month. And I'd like to start with one of my favorite questions is, what's art?
Well, I think that first of all, it's not self-expression. It's not superfluous. It's not something sort of off on the side of culture. It's really important, and it should carry the meanings and the values that are common to the people that the artist works. So the artist is serving the community, both the human community and the larger community of the trees, the watersheds, and everything. That it's a way of bringing to people something that they need. Maybe they don't even know they need it. It's like feeds a kind of secret longing for meaning, for connection. But it's really about that working together. It's not just an artist going out and expressing their psychological whatchamacallits. It's important. It's not superfluous. The individual needs it. The society needs it. It's a big deal.
Cool. Thank you. Um, and we talked a little bit about that. You see art as having three parts. Can you tell me more
Oh,
about that?
yes. Well, a long time ago, I got this idea that there's three parts to artistic process. The first part is the idea that the artist gets that they want to express through painting or sculpture, whatever. The second part is the actual taking the idea to the materials. And the materials get to have a say in what happens to the idea, so that if the idea isn't changed, it isn't art. Art happens when the materials and something in mystery communicates that the artist didn't really expect, and something happens. That's the second part. The third part is when the artist is finished and the work goes off to have a life of its own with other people. So the third part is someone else's experience of that work, which makes it different. You can see that in how differently people experience it one to the next.
Cool. Thank you. Um, and you have a talk coming up. Can you tell us a
I
little bit about your
do.
talk?
Yeah, the talk is on Friday, September 7th, and it's called Painting with All Our Relations. And I don't intend it to be a lecture. I really intend it to be a talking together. So I'm hoping people will come with their questions and their ideas about, how art can save us from this environmental mess. Or can it? Maybe it can't. Whatever people's ideas are, I want to hear them. So it's not just a chance for people to learn about me and my art process. It's also a chance for me to learn about people's experiences and longings, so that art I do from here on out reflects that. And in that evening, for all of us to, discover things together, come up with some things none of us have thought before.
Sounds like fun.
I hope
Uh,
so.
as well as you have an art opening coming up, which is
I
always one of
do.
my favorite events because it's a great mingling opportunity while you really get a chance to look at some stuff and encounter something you may not have noticed before. So, want to tell us a little bit about your opening and maybe about what people might do there? And is it,
Yeah.
for one thing, is it proper to negotiate or?
Well, the opening may not be the easiest time to negotiate because there's a lot of noise, but I'll come back to negotiating. So the reception is Saturday, August 25th, 5 to 7. There'll be refreshments. Usually we have some pretty yummy things to eat there. There'll be music. A woman named Deb Grant will be playing this amazing metal instrument called a halo. And I met her at a ceremony that Diane Monroe did at the Laguna. It was called a Wounded Water Ceremony.
Right.
And Deb brought the halo and was playing it, and it just felt so mysterious and healing that I was moved to invite her to come play at the reception. And she says, "Oh, I'd love to play at our reception." So that should be cool. The reception is a really good opportunity to talk to artists. Like, for instance, me, since it's in honor of my work, but there'll be a lot of other artists there too. So it's a great time, as you said, to mingle, but to mingle specifically around looking at art and asking questions. What is art, or why did you put that purple there, for God's sake? Whatever it is, but to be able to really I think that a lot of times people are not just looking for a work of art, they're also looking for a relationship with an artist. And this is a good time to build that relationship, begin to know each other. The rest of the time, when you come to the gallery, is more the time when you would negotiate. We had talked earlier about, if there's a price on a work and you really want the work and you can't see how in the world you can pay that much, talk to the artist, because we want you to have a painting that you love. And if the price doesn't work, let's find either a lower price that will work for both of us or a time payment kind of thing, just some way. We're open to negotiating, and it's very appropriate to speak your needs.
Well, thank you, Sandy.
You're welcome.
And thanks so much. I see some of your paintings in the background there, and they're quite lovely, and really do seem to speak deeply to nature and our relationship to it. So.
Well, that's sort of my obsession. I mean, it's what I spend most of my time thinking about one way or another. I mean, if I'm out in my backyard, I'm thinking about, what is that pepper plant really wanting? Or what is that jay screeching about? Or, I'm really always trying to find a way to be hearing what nature is saying to me, because it's very eloquent. We go rushing around and we don't necessarily notice that, but when we do, I think that's when we're happiest.
Well, thanks, Sandy. And
Thank you, Vicki.
may you have a great opening. All righty.
Thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.